What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back again to chop it up with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time and support. Here to unpack another night of Detroit basketball, which unfortunately ended with another beatdown, but we got to talk about it, so let's get into it. 120-99 was the final score tonight against the Washington Wizards for the Detroit Pistons, dropping their third straight game of the regular season, putting them at 1-3 for right now with their record. And crazy enough, this now makes their 14th straight road loss to the Washington Wizards. 14 straight in their franchise history. That's just nasty, man. And I can't lie, because to start the season, even before the season, we talked about how the Pistons could have a rough road in terms of getting victories and in terms of how they compete in some games. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, though. I didn't think I was going to see the Pistons struggle this much in terms of what we're seeing in their production. The defense looks completely out of sync. The offense is so inefficient that they're blowing and wasting possessions, and it's just throwing their chemistry completely out of the water. And I don't really understand what we're seeing right now. This is bad, man. Again, this is their third straight loss. They're allowing, like, every game that they've allowed so far in terms of defense has been at least 109 points scored. 109 at the very least. 109 to Orlando, 130 to the Knicks, 124 to the Pacers, and now 120 to the Washington Wizards. And the same thing, getting killed in the paint, allowing too many open threes, and they're getting exposed horribly on defense. I've been saying it, and it's continuing to be an issue at this point. This front court is getting destroyed. And it's not even just the front court at this point, because they do so much soft switching that you're now putting your guards in positions where Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey have to switch onto a 7-3 Kristaps Porzingis and guard him on the block. And they got killed doing that. They got absolutely waxed trying to defend that. And we saw it. Porzingis had himself a 20-point game. Porzingis really don't even play in the post like that. We've seen him try to be a stretch big day in his whole career at this point. Now when he sees these kind of mismatches ahead of him, he has no choice but to get on the block, and he feasted tonight. Kyle Kuzma also had a great game for the Wizards. 9-17, 25 points, plus 23 in the plus minus. He's really breaking out, getting a lot bigger and stronger too. Shout out to Kyle Kuzma. But it was rough watching the Pistons play this bad, man. Honestly, like, I don't really understand what we're looking at and how. I don't know how much longer we can let it go, because I want to pose this question at this point. At what point do you think we're going to see some changes? How much longer can this go on for? How much longer can we see the Pistons get victimized like this on defense? How much longer can they deal with a lot of these mistakes and a lot of these errors that they're going through right now? Because knowing that they're going to struggle as a young team is fine, but they're seemingly putting themselves in worse positions to grow, because I feel like they're crippling themselves with beef stew in the starting lineup. I think even if you're trying to get his confidence going with getting his three-pointer and his perimeter play and offense going in a productive manner for them, it's still coming at the detriment of this defense. Like, you even see it. Remember when Jaden Ivey was driving in the first quarter and he found Beef Stew? He tossed it over his head like this on a Magic Johnson type pass, and Beef Stew caught it. And he had to dribble and then get himself in position and up fake, and then he was able to get a layup up at the last second. He does that a lot when you need him to easily slam the ball and get an easy dunk at the rim. Maybe force an and-one with the defense, but he's getting collapsed on every time in the paint. And it's just blowing the possession. Sometimes he misses those layups. He doesn't always get those dunks and those finishes. And then even outside of this, what he does in the paint, he's, I think, killing them in terms of their necessity of prioritizing his three-point shot. He didn't shoot that great from there tonight. 1 of 4 from the three. Scored 13 points, grabbed 10 boards. And it really didn't seem to make no difference for them. I think they're really doing themselves a disservice. Bojan Bogdanovic is the stretch forward you need at this point. He's a little undersized, but he's at least making a huge contribution on offense. Scored 25 points tonight. 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Did a great job spreading out the floor again. Bogey has been, to me, he's been the best Piston so far this season. He just has been. He's been spectacular filling in and giving the Pistons exactly what they need at that role. And I think it's fine to have him there. But when you see Beef Stew on the top on the perimeter, they're not even guarding him. Kristaps Porzingis was playing 10 feet off, paying him no attention, giving him zero respect on that jump shot. And then even when Cade was trying to run off a pick, they were starting to double him and putting pressure on Jaden Ivey as well, putting him in positions where he was getting sloppy with his dribble. And that's hurting them right now because they don't respect Isaiah Stewart enough to where they have to draw defensive attention his way. He's not that kind of offensive player where he's going to command that kind of attention away from your guards to give them easy shots and layups and three-pointers as well from the outside. It seems like so many shots that they were taking, they had some open looks, but a lot of the shots that they were taking seemed like it was the guards, penetrating into the middle of the lane, and then they would stop, and they would wait, and they would pivot, and then maybe throw up a shot right after that. Like, they would just hold it for like 5 seconds trying to find something, and then just said, screw it, and then get up a shot. And it was ugly. Like, it's really frustrating watching this offense right now. What do you guys think in terms of how long do you think it's going to be for some changes to happen? Because to me, like I've been saying, my agenda is looking stronger and stronger with starting Jalen Duren. The offense looks completely different. You're able to spread out a lot better. He's able to focus in as a lob threat. And I think you're not doing him any kind of service in terms of his growth when you're bringing him off the bench. He's not growing with that second unit. He's not growing with the Killian Hayes. You're not making Cade Cunningham's life easier when you gave him a lob threat last year and you don't have one for him this year in the front court. You have Jaden Ivey who's a lob threat, but you're going to rely on your 6'4 guard to be your best lob threat in your starting lineup? That's a problem. That's a problem. Put the 7-footer in. Beef Stew has to sit down at some point, bro. This has to be something that Dwayne Casey's going to have to do. I know it's going to be tough. I know he likes giving his veterans the favor in terms of these kind of positions, but it's coming to the detriment of the team at this point. This offense does not look crisp with Beef Stew as their starting center right now. You have to take him out. You have to get a 7-footer who can put pressure on the rim and someone who can guard the bigs down low. You can't have your guards soft switching and guarding these bigs and getting themselves in foul trouble so often the way they do. It's killing them. They cannot keep this up. Something else that they can't keep up that's really killing me. It hurts to say because I'm such a big fan of this guy, but I gotta be objective. Cade Cunningham's shooting efficiency is killing this team right now. It is. I can't hide and run from it no more, man. I can't. We let it slide a little bit in his rookie season because he was still playing sensational. But right now, I think this is really hurting this team. He was trying to be a lot more aggressive with his jump shot today. Shot 7 of 19, 0 for 2 from 3, minus 18 from the floor or on the floor. This wasn't Cade's best game. Even despite the 19 points, this wasn't his best game. He seemed to just have no kind of consistency in rhythm. Excuse me. He had no kind of consistency in rhythm. He was literally sitting there this is what happened. Cade would come down, hit a jumper, but then miss 2 layups. He would come down, get a layup or hit a floater, and then miss 2 or 3 jumpers to follow after that. He's playing with no kind of rhythm to build on, and it's destroying the momentum of this team at this point. He has to be the engine that's leading them. We see Jaden Ivey being a lot more aggressive and finishing a lot more often with his jumpers and his shots at the rim than Cade at this point. And that's kind of a problem because you need Cade to be that lead guard. He's your lead floor general at this point. And if he can't help establish a rhythm for this offense with his jump shot or how he gets shots for others, that's a problem. And again, it's going to come with the necessity of adding a lob threat when they get Marvin Bagley back, when they hopefully get Alec Burks in the lineup to get him as a spot-up shooter and someone who can take some pressure off him as a scorer. Hopefully as Jaden Ivey's scoring prowess keeps getting better as well. And then again, starting Jalen Duren, I think, is going to do wonders for this offensive unit. I think they need it. I think K needs it more than anybody. We kind of saw this same thing last season when he was forcing so many jump shots and really relying so heavily on his triple to get this team going. It wasn't working. When was he getting better? When he had a lob threat and was able to play downhill and finish at the rim. He can't do that now. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him because he's also taking bad shots. I'm not blaming all the circumstances on why he's struggling. I think 2 things can be true. He's struggling with taking horrible shots and making bad decisions with the ball, but at the same time, the spacing on this team is not good either. He is seeing a lot of extra attention that we thought was going to be removed this season, and that is not happening. He's getting just as much attention. He's still getting double teamed. And again, we've seen help with like Jaden Ivey cuts and Sadiq Bey knocking out some shots, even though he didn't play good today. Bogey hitting open shots. He's been a saving grace for Cade, his assist numbers. But at this point, he's not getting the help that he needs through this offensive unit. And he's not doing them any help with the shooting that he's giving them. 7 and 19 is not going to cut it. If you want to be that 21, 22, 23 a night guy scoring from the field, you got to be able to turn those 7 and 19 nights into a 10 or 11 of 19, where you can also get to the free throw line 5, 6, 7, 8 times a night, close to 10, hopefully. They're going to need that. Again, I want to see where you guys are going to think some changes are going to come up. Talk to me in the comment section. I'd love to hear your feedback. It has to be sooner than later, I believe. The Pistons pride themselves on being a defensive unit, and defense has been the calling card of what's been killing them at this point in the season. All these soft switching, all of this unbelievable dominance they're allowing in the paint, it's just absolutely killing them. So talk to me in the comment section. Let me know when you believe some changes are going to happen. You think the Pistons are going to maybe change their playing style? Maybe they make some lineup changes in the starting lineup. What do you guys think is going to be the first move, and when do you think it's going to happen? Talk to me. Let me know what you think. How would you help save this team from all these beatdowns that we're witnessing? Make sure you like the video as well, and please subscribe to the channel. We are closing in day by day to 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Seriously, I'm about to pop a bottle. I'm so excited to make it happen. All your support means the world in making that goal happen and getting it closer and closer. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on our social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. Make sure you search and follow Detroit Sports Nation. And give me a follow as well at I am Eric Vincent, so I can stay tapped in and locked in with you and talk to you throughout this Piston season, through all these ups and downs that we're going through. But again, I'll be back again soon, right here to chop it up with you at the DSN News Desk. Peace.